Understanding the phrase, wild child. Hello, dear learners. Today, we'll be exploring the fascinating English phrase, wild child. Have you ever heard of it? Whether you're familiar or new to this term, by the end of this video, you'll have a deep understanding of its meaning and usage. Let's dive in. Before diving into the idiomatic sense, let's break down the phrase. Wild. The word, wild, often refers to something that is not tamed, uncontrolled, or is in its natural state. Child. A young human being, typically under the age of 18. Together, a wild child might be a child who acts in an unrestrained manner, perhaps one who doesn't follow rules or behaves unpredictably. In a figurative sense, a wild child doesn't always refer to a young person. Instead, it's often used to describe an adult acting youthfully. Sometimes, adults can act carefree or even rebellious. In such cases, they might be called a wild child to indicate their youthful behavior. A free spirit. This phrase can also describe someone who doesn't like to be bound by societal norms or expectations, someone who follows their heart and intuition. They might not necessarily be wild in the unruly sense, but they possess a spirit that is hard to contain. Wild child is a term that has been popularized in songs, movies, and literature. It's often used to describe a protagonist or a key character who is rebellious, free-spirited, or marches to the beat of their own drum. It's worth noting that such characters, labeled as wild child, often undergo significant growth or transformation in the narrative, showcasing their depth and complexity. Like all idioms and phrases, context is key. While wild child can be used affectionately or in admiration, it might sometimes be perceived as a label that boxes someone into a stereotype. It's essential to be aware of this and use the term judiciously, especially when referring to real people. And there we have it, a deep dive into the phrase, wild child. We hope this exploration has been insightful for you. Remember, English is filled with such colorful phrases, and the key is to understand both their literal and figurative meanings. Keep learning, and until next time, stay curious.